pleased to have Mr. Mark Goatley with me this evening. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Applause. Whoa. Oh, boy. So, interestingly enough, the owner of Jess FM was like, hey, I've got this wonderful friend of mine that I would love for you to interview. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. So he introduced myself to Mr. Mark here. And lo and behold, here we are.
Yes.
So it is a pleasure to see you face to face instead of just on Facebook.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Virtual faces. Well, you're still virtual now too, but we actually get to talk to each other face to face in a way. So yeah. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to everyone. Yeah. So Jesse told me a little bit about yourself, and he's like, yeah, he does this and he does this, and I was like, oh. I said, that's really interesting. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, I got to contact Mark for sure, and let's get him into the studio, virtual studio, and let's do this interview. So we will start with you introducing yourself, first of all, please.
I am Mark Goatley. I run Marked Up Entertainment Incorporated in Calgary, but we do shows basically all over North America and Europe now. Yeah. And I miss concerts. Yeah.
Hi, I'm a music alcoholic, a music addictor, whatever you want to call it. And I miss shows, right? The same thing with all the artists out there. How did you get into what you do?
It would be like way back. I don't really tell too many people this nowadays, but I used to rap actually, like way back when I was a teenager. So that kind of got me just kind of interested in the whole world of music and everything.
Yeah.
And then when I actually got into this side of the business, I was working with a company named Synthetic Productions. We were doing more just like raves and parties like that in Red Deer. And yeah, I just kind of started as basically like a ticket seller. And yeah, just kind of worked the way up a little bit.
Yeah. So how long, do you still do music now?
No, I haven't done that for like 10 years or more.
Okay, so why did you stop doing that?
It just wasn't for me. It was fun. It was fun to do, something creative to do in the teenage years, but when it came to like dedicating my time to something, I just didn't feel like that was the route.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the business side of things is a lot better option for me.
Yeah. So how did you get into rapping?
I don't know. I got really into doing graffiti, and then a couple of my friends in Kelowna were into like freestyling, and I'd like never really seen it before. And they're freestyling at parties and stuff like that, and it was just kind of blew me away. And I guess I've just been like hooked ever since.
Yeah. There's actually, it's funny about freestyle, but here in Calgary there is actually a whole like cypher club that they have every Wednesday nights, and artists can go to and they can freestyle and do all the whole cypher thing. So I was, gonna say you could go and do that, but now you don't do it anymore. So
no doubt, it'd still be good to go watch.
He's like, but maybe.
Yeah. No. People will call me out now that I told people I can rap.
Oh, there's Mark. Let's see if you can spit a few lines, and then it's like,
Then I hide out the back door.
Like gone, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. So basically, how long did you rap for then?
I don't know, like 4 or 5 years maybe. It was more just like in high school.
Okay.
And then I just didn't really continue it after. Yeah.
You're like, this is a cool thing to do. It's like picking up smoking for a few years and then you're done.
Yeah. Try it out. Not for me. Carry on.
Right? High school things, and then that's good. I joined band and now I'm done.
Yeah. It's a lot healthier of a hobby than cigarettes though.
Right? It's true. Very true. Because smoking, you just smoke your money away, whereas a hobby, it's an investment into what you're doing, right? So,
for sure.
Makes sense. And then always an investment into music is always an amazing thing. We all have to agree.
Absolutely, because that's usually if you're investing because you're passionate about it, so it's a good thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, being an artist, into the music industry, started rapping freestyle, and then you went and sold tickets. So
Yes.
obviously, you were seeing these artists that were up on stage. Didn't you not want to be on stage with them and
No,
perform?
not really. I don't really like that at all. But between when I stopped rapping to when I started selling the tickets, there was like 6 or 7 years of just like nothing, like just working and doing my thing, and then yeah, I just kind of got back into it out of nowhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there wasn't like, how did you kind of get into the promotional side of things then?
I went with my buddies to Europe for like just over 2 months backpacking. And when I came back, one of my buddy Luke Whittle was doing his thing with Synthetic Productions, and they had only done like 1 or 2 shows. So I met up with him and got some tickets off him, and I think I sold like 97 tickets in one afternoon or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then it was just like game on after that.
I know, like, I keep telling my friends I always have like a few items that I want to sell, and they're like, just go on Facebook Marketplace and just throw them up there, and you'll be able to sell it. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll try it. Every time, whether it's Kijiji, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, I can't sell anything, like ever. I legit have something on Kijiji I've had on there, I think, for 5 years.
5 years. You might want to like delete it and repost it. It might help.
Well, actually, I did that a couple
Yeah.
years ago, and then I don't know. Then I forgot about it, so I was like, "Oh, okay." Because usually Kijiji will send you a reminder.
Yeah.
Do you want to repost this or sell this? Still, or put it in a different category, and like it's still just, I think, floating there. I think.
I bet Kijiji's crazy right now during this COVID time. I bet you Kijiji's wild.
Right.
Yeah.
So what have you found during COVID? Like, how has it been? Not You haven't been able to do a promotion.
No,
What have you been?
that kind of sucks. But it's been nice to be doing other things like camping and family time and vegetable gardening and things like that. Just doing things that I wouldn't like. Usually summer times are crazy busy and I'm on the road and things like that. So just kind of doing things that I wouldn't be able to get to do usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is because you obviously toured with, who did you tour with?
I've done like pretty big tours with like Snack the Ripper is a guy I tour with mostly. We've done a lot of touring together. Mob Deep, we toured together. Sean Kingston. Those are some of the bigger, longer tours I've been on.
Yeah.
I've done little like periodic tour management jobs for like Classified and Mercules and Onyx and J. Rue the Damager and a few other people, but the first three people were the ones that I've like actually been on the road with for a lengthy amount of time with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was like your favorite part about touring?
Just new cities every day. It's never boring. New foods, new people, new culture, new everything. It's just nice. It's cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I could imagine how many people you would meet on the road.
It's exciting. I love it. I do.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
connecting with people and networking and yeah.
Yeah, which is exactly what my show is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm well connected with Carrie, because I like connecting people as well. Like somebody could be watching this and they're like, hey, I want him to manage me, or he can help me with this, or do promo, or get you to rap on our album. I don't know.
Yeah. I cost way too much. No, I'm just kidding.
Because like my feature's like $1,000. So.
Yeah, way up there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard of like artists charging like $5,000 for a feature. So
It all depends on the artist. It can be 500, it could be 50,000. Who knows? It depends, right?
yeah, absolutely. Okay, what was like the worst part about touring ever?
When you're on the road for a really long time, just the lack of routine. It can get really tiring, but even then, it's not too bad. I don't know, just long days.
Yeah. Did you have like food trucks and everything, or did you like get tons of McDonald's and stuff? Like, how was that?
Well, like I started touring quite a bit 3 years ago, and it was more like a lot of McDonald's and A&W. But now it's like we try to eat a lot healthier, a lot of Freshie. Thank
Yeah,
God for Freshie in Canada. It's everywhere. Yeah.
right.
Booster Juice. I feel like I'm just shouting out
Yeah, because I
sponsors.
couldn't imagine. Yeah, right. And these are my sponsors this evening. I know I'm the same. I just got sponsors for my radio show, and I'm like, oh yeah, don't forget my sponsor shout out.
Nice. But yeah, we're a lot healthier now. Like, try to sleep a lot more. Eat very healthy.
Yeah,
Don't drink. Just like because it wears on you very fast.
I can imagine.
Hmm.
Or like when you first started touring, did you guys did like the whole party every day? Yeah, you
Well,
did.
I shouldn't say it, but it was fun for sure. A little
Really?
bit, a little bit too much fun sometimes, but
Oh,
live and learn, right? It's yeah.
yeah. So was it like a year of partying, or was it longer?
I don't. No comment. No, just kidding.
He's like, I still party. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I'm good. It was the first like 6 months or something because it was like pretty overwhelming, right? You're kind of
Yeah,
in like new countries and with your idols and stuff, so it is pretty overwhelming sometimes. But
yeah.
yeah, we had some fun.
Who's your idols then?
All the people I work with, like Snack, Mob Deep Boys, Mercules, I love them all. They're all like really good dudes. Worked
Yeah.
really hard to get what they got, and it's yeah, awesome
So
to
if you,
see.
oh, that's awesome. Okay, so if you could describe any one of those artists, because for people that are not in the industry, because when you're touring with these people or you're on stage with them or you kind of in the same room with them and you get to know them personally, they are probably a lot different than who we think they are just by listening to their music.
Of course.
How would you describe each of the artists that you have worked with?
Oof, they're all so different. I don't know. A lot of like the Canadian artists are really, really easy to work with, very genuine, like Mercules from Vancouver area, same as Snack, and um, every artist is so different. Artists are very different people, right?
Hmm.
It's always different when, like, say, I work with tour management people from like New York or something like that. Their whole personality and the way they're, just you know what I mean, just a very different kind of people. But yeah,
Like
yeah.
down to earth.
Yeah,
Are they?
most of them are pretty down to earth. There's some that I've been like that are a little bit more on the difficult side, but all overall, like I hear some horror stories from some people, but I've had pretty good experiences, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty level headed, so I can pretty understanding when it comes to people. So
Mhm.
I think I'm pretty fortunate for
Which
having some
is,
pretty good situations.
yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say you need to have patience and understanding. What is probably the worst tour that you have been on?
The Sean Kingston tour.
Oh no.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I hope I hope some of the homies that I worked with on that tour are watching this right now. They're like, oh yeah, it's funny.
Right? That's the thing about this is we can't see comments and stuff, which kind of sucks, but it's like that's
Yeah,
okay.
I was wondering about that. I was wanting to see like a little comment thread.
I know, and we can't on this one. That's okay because it's also on the radio, and then it's also on like the Jess FM page, so we can
Yeah.
go back and look at comments after. So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's hear what was like the worst, very worst situation you've had.
Just their their whole crew was like just not very respectful for time wise. Everything was off time. There's just financial issues, promoter issues. Tickets were selling not so well in some places, and just everything you can really think of kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had like crazy fan stories?
Um, um, Nothing too crazy. Like there's some crazy ones, but there's nothing that kind of stands out to me at this very second.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always pretty respectful and excited and nice, and yeah.
I've had so one of my friends, he's an artist here in Calgary, and he was like, there was this one fan that he had. So after one night, he did a show, and then afterwards, she was legit in the parking lot after, and she just thought that, you know, they were like meant to be kind of a thing, and
Oh, she
I
got
was
let
like,
down.
well, I said, you have a really big fan there. And he's like, yeah. He says, although it's very like kind of creepy to just walk out to your vehicle and then someone's just standing there expecting like to either maybe go home with you or, you know, like they have weird ideas in their head. So I was like,
Did she propose?
I don't know. Oh, I don't think so. Maybe the next time she will, but
Yeah, we have some situations like that, I guess. There's a couple
right?
times. There's a couple times in Europe where there's some like fans that will come to like 3 or 4 shows, and they'll drive like 7 to 12 hours per show. Like sometimes we'll fly from city to city, and then they'll drive and like meet us at the next destination. And some situations like that, it's really cool. I
Yeah,
haven't seen many overbearing fans though.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. That's thank goodness.
yeah,
Because like I would get, I don't know, because you guys will probably have security with you all the time, right?
on quite a few of them. Yeah, some tours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to tell him to get a security guard when he goes back.
yeah, no kidding. Well, if it was just one girl or something, I don't know, it's not too bad.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
might be all right.
he might be okay. He might be able to hold her off.
Yeah.
Just be like, meet me in the next town and I'll autograph something for you. Just start driving now. And then he doesn't go.
Oh yeah.
But there are so many crazy stories. Like I said, like even for myself, like I was telling you just before the show through sound check that I just found out like I have a fan base, and I was like, what? Like it doesn't even sink in that you have a fan until they tell you that, oh, I'm like one of your biggest fans, and it's like it's kind of cool, but like you said, it's kind of creepy in a way.
I didn't say that.
As long as it's not like a creepy thing, like stalking you or meeting you in parkades or parking lots, right? So,
Yeah, seem to bump into each other 10 times a day. It's like, what?
exactly. Okay, so I want to know the biggest, most hardest part about your job to this date.
um, when we're putting on a concert and investing our own money and things like that, kind of just figuring out which artists sell well in each markets and hoping you don't lose the shirt off your back. Because you can very easily lose a lot of money in a weekend of shows that don't go well. So that's like forever a challenge. Finding the right acts for the right nights to keep the money rolling in.
Yeah. When was the last tour you did?
Me and Snack did a tour. Actually, we did a tour in 2020 here. We did one February and beginning of March. We finished March 9th, and then everything shut down March 14th.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think we got like, I think it was like 9 shows or something in. So we just, yeah. We did like the Maritimes, we did like Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Chilliwack, Fort Mac, and a couple other random markets. Yeah.
so just a Canadian tour?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just kind of all the markets we didn't hit on his Canada tour. So we left some cities out, and then we just kind of hit them, yeah, in the off season.
Okay. I see how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why don't some artists like come to like, you know, Alberta, and then like sometimes they just go to Edmonton, or sometimes they just come to Calgary, and I'm like, why don't they hit both cities? Like to me,
All depends on like the routing, offers from other cities, the promoters in each city. There's a lot of factors.
yeah,
Like say there might not be a promoter in that city to purchase the show on that night, or say they just go to Calgary and then the next night they're in Vancouver or something, so they got a jet out or something. And there's a lot of situations, like if an artist had their way, they would obviously love to usually hit every city and make everybody happy, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way.
Okay. Yeah, see, I never knew that.
No worries. So this interview is for.
Exactly. Well, it's true. It's like I learn as much as like the next person that's watching sometimes, and I'm like, oh, this is really super cool, and I never knew this before. So, you know, that's the most interesting thing about doing this. What's your favorite city in Canada to tour at?
Nelson, BC.
Oh, little town of Nelson.
Montreal is really cool. Like all the cities are pretty fun, but just Nelson's like always special. Just a cool place.
And why is that?
Peter Payne, the promoter there, is really good. The venue Bloom that we perform at all the time is really good. And it's like the venue's in the basement. Right above it is a nice restaurant, and then right above it are the hotel rooms, and then right above that is like a hot tub on the roof. It's like you don't even have to leave the building, and it's just always a packed show. Like beautiful town. I don't know, just a good place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's called Bloom?
Yeah, Bloom nightclub. It's a good spot.
All right. I'll have to eventually check it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, after COVID's kind of like over and stuff, because I know things are kind of slowly opening back up and you know, things like that. Do you guys have anything that might be coming up soon or?
Not really. Like people keep asking if I want to do smaller shows and things, but not really. Show wise, I'm gonna wait. Like I had some shows booked for 2020, and they recently just got pushed into 2021 by the agents. So I don't think I'm gonna do much for 2020. There is some live stream stuff that we're working on with a company out of Bristol, UK. So we're gonna be bringing like showing some of their artists over here on our live stream, and we're gonna be showing some of our artists on their live stream over there, and kind of doing like an overseas crossover thing. So that's one thing I'm gonna be working on right now.
Okay.
No shows right now, though, I don't think.
What's that? Sorry, you just broke up there for a second.
No shows for 2020, really, for me, I think.
Okay. That makes sense. When do you expect to be doing the streaming crossover?
I don't know. They've done 3 or 4 already, and they're going really well. Like, they got some big names. They're doing, like, 50,000 plus views on their live streams and stuff. So I think I'm just going to, like, maybe just watch the next one and create some ideas, and then maybe in the next like 2 weeks kind of start the collab process. I'll probably start making a list of artists through Canada that I want to work with, and just people that will represent Canada well, because I know all the UK guys really want to show Canada up on this. So take some time to choose the artists, and then yeah, probably in the next couple of weeks it'll get the ball rolling.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you want help with that, you let me know, and
nice.
I'll put something up as well for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I know a couple artists too, so who knows? Maybe we'll connect them together, and that'll be really fun to do. So,
connecting, yeah.
Connecting, exactly. The whole connecting business.
Connecting, yeah.
Exactly. What is your biggest goal that you have for your company?
Just what I'm doing now, but even bigger. Like I just want to be very active in like, or we're already very active in Canada, but I want to be the same in like USA, Europe, and beyond. Just more artists, touring more cities, bigger venues, bigger everything. Yeah.
Do you have like a dream venue that you would love to be at?
Oh wow, I don't know. Off the top of my head, like Red Rocks would be really dope. That's a nice one in the USA there. I don't know, a stadium.
Well, how about McMahon?
That'll work. Yeah, I'll call them.
Well, how about like a really big stadium? I'm trying to think of one that's like a really, really, really big stadium.
What's the one in England? Wimbledon. No, that's a tournament. Wembley. Isn't it like Wembley or something?
They can rap while they're throwing the ball back and forth.
Yeah, if it sells tickets, let's do it.
You never know. It could be like an interesting tournament.
There's that one in like London that's like it's like 100,000 people or something. That one would be cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? So
Let's go with that. Let's go with that one.
go with that one.
Dream
Could you
big.
imagine selling that out?
Yeah, that's crazy. Eminem sold it out a few years ago. That was crazy.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine the crowd and the energy. Like, that'd be crazy. What do you feel?
Pretty sure it was
about-
that venue. Yeah.
Like, how does it feel when there's like, I've been in a crowd at like the Cowboys tent, which is about 2,000 people. And the Palace, I think the Palace is around, what, 1,500?
15, I think, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
What's it like in like a really big stadium?
It's awesome. I haven't done too many massive ones. The biggest one I've probably ever done was it was an outdoor one with Mob Deep in like Zaragoza, Spain, and it was like outdoors in the middle of the city. So it was like people's apartments and everything were all around. I think it was like about 3,000 or 4,000 people. That one was super cool. That's probably one of the biggest ones I've ever kind of been involved with.
Yeah.
It was cool, and I was just kind of like tucked away behind the DJ, and just even the energy I was getting back there was amazing. So I can't even imagine what the artist feels like.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Tell me or explain to me, what is like a typical day on like a tour day?
Hopefully wake up early enough to get continental breakfast. That's what it's known as.
Before 10 a.m.?
Yeah, hopefully get up by then, and then we have a lobby call, so we all meet in the lobby at a certain time and hop on the vehicle. And then that all depends on the next destination. Hopefully it's a shorter drive, so drive to the next destination. Hopefully get to the hotel, or usually we're in a rush, so you got to go right to the venue and do sound check. Got to go all over that, and then it's usually time to get some food, set up merch, get the ticket systems ready, do all that kind of stuff. It's all kind of different because like some artists, if I'm just tour managing, it's different. Some artists I'll be tour managing and selling the merch. Some I'll be tour managing, selling the merch, and my company will be putting on the concert, so doing the tickets at the door and everything. So it all depends what the job is. So yeah, just get the show done, pack up, hotel, sleep, repeat.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's like the favorite part of the day?
When the artist gets on the stage, the headliner gets on the stage, and it's like a breath. It's like, we did it.
That's like the whole leading up to that point is like the stress.
Of course, because it's like so much timing, right? Like it's like timing on my behalf, and then there's also so many other people, like sound guys, venue people, other artists, and it's like, so when the main guy goes on stage on time, and it's just like, success.
It's like that feeling of like wrapping up Christmas gifts and making sure they're under the tree for Christmas Eve.
Yeah, everything has gone smooth, and the day was a success. Yeah.
Right. How many close calls have you had, like not making it on time?
So many.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. We've had some close ones, yeah. I remember one time when we brought a bunch of members of Wu-Tang to Red Deer, Wu-Tang Clan, and who was it? It was Ghostface Killah. They held him at the airport, and they didn't release him till like midnight, and he was supposed to be on stage at midnight. So my buddy, he drove him at like probably like 200 kilometers an hour to Red Deer. I think they got there in an hour, but the crowd literally, we had no artists for like an hour and a half, and they were like chanting, and it was like, yeah, there was like 500 or 600 people there, and like I swear we were minutes away from like a riot, I swear. And then he just rolls in the back door, big joint in hand, and he goes right on stage, and it all worked out. That was
So
a
what
really
do you
cool
do?
one.
What do you do to keep the crowd entertained until the artist can be there?
Just do endless chants. Get the DJ to spin some stuff. Try to throw away some drink tickets or some merch or something. Just keep the morale up, basically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything to keep them happy and distracted from the fact that the artist is not performing.
And they keep looking at like their phones to see, or their watches, and like,
For
you're
sure.
supposed to be here like an
And it
hour.
sucks. And it sucks because it was a weekday, and like people have to work and everything, so it's like, ugh. But it is what it is. It was he was held at the airport. There's nothing we could really do. So
Oh no.
yeah,
Oh,
but
that's probably one of the hardest things. I think there's been a couple artists like that who planned to come to Canada, and then they couldn't cross the border because of
for sure.
stuff.
It's a lot easier now. They changed the rules about it a couple of years ago. There used to be like some certain paperwork that you needed. It was a lot more difficult for artists a couple of years ago to get across. And now it's a lot easier paperwork. So if you don't get across now, it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
just do the paperwork.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, how about give some advice to those artists? What would your advice be?
Just be thorough. Research. Like some people just go across hoping that they'll make it, and then the border security will ask them if they're working or something over there, and they'll say yes, and then everything changes because then you need a work visa or something, right? Just have your story straight. If you're going over to work, get your visa. Just be legit. Just do some research, and because the airport people are not trying to screw you, they're just following the rules basically, right? So
Mm-hmm.
as long as you follow the rules and you're smart, and you should have no issues.
Yeah,
Should.
shouldn't,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, shouldn't
Unless
technically say. Yeah.
Right? Unless there's something else preventing you to cross the border. But hopefully, how long does it usually take to get like a little work visa to say, oh, I'm rapping and I'm going to do a show?
I don't know. I think they can get them a lot quicker now. I got one a while ago, but I didn't do the work for it, and I think it was like 3 months ish. I think. But I think there's different levels of them. I think like there's the main artist. Say like there's a main artist, he gets one, and then there's people working for that artist, and they get a different one. I think there's different levels of them, and like different time durations and different things. So like I'm not the best to ask. I had someone do it for me. I had like management do it for me. So I just research or ask, a lawyer or someone.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
advice.
Because that's the thing. Nowadays, it's like, you know, I want to be able to tell some of these artists, you know, what are kind of like the steps of doing touring and things like that. Because we have many, many, many artists that are here in Alberta alone. And I've interviewed tons of artists from the States as well. And I know they want to collab.
Yep.
So I want to be able to say, hey, okay, well, this is maybe a step that you need to do, is that if you're thinking of touring, is definitely look into a work visa. So, you know, that they can actually take those proper steps to make it work for them. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck at a border and whatnot, right? So, and please get a passport.
Yeah. That should be a given.
Right? 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Jesse just messaged me and he's like, you should ask Mark to rap for you.
No way. There is no way. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't even brought that up. I'm getting messages on my phone right now about it.
Oh, that's so funny. He was like, you should get him to rap. And I'm like, well, I'll ask. But
I'm getting buddies making fun of me. They're like, yo, when you book Wimbledon, you need to book me. Screw you guys. Not booking any of you. I'm just kidding. It was Wembley Stadium is the one I'm talking about.
Oh, it's Wembley. Oh,
Sorry guys. My bad.
There's the 10 and then there's the lead. So
yeah, I got excited. You're like, pick a venue. I was like, oh shit.
pick a venue, any venue.
Yeah.
Pick a venue between 1 and 5.
And I picked a sport.
Pick a sport.
Wow.
That would be me too. You know, it's like you go under pressure. So you watch like Jeopardy or something or Wheel of Fortune, and you can always guess when you're at home, right?
Yeah.
But to be actually on the show, I would probably mess it up.
Totally. Yeah.
It'd be like Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Wimbledon.
What is Wimbledon? Yeah.
It is Wimbledon, Alex.
No, that's just gonna be the clutch go-to answer for anything, hey?
I think so. I think we could just start that now. It'll be like the absolute. Every comment we post now to each other will be Wimbledon.
Hashtag Wimbledon, nice.
It's happening. Oh, good grief. What are your... So there's going to be no tours this year. So it'll be pushed off till next year. What do you think? Like, how early next year? Do you want to hop in right in January? Or what are we looking at?
So hard to say. It's like everything changes so quick. I think like with schools going back and everything right now, I think the next month will kind of determine a lot of what's going to kind of happen. I'm not saying like it's going to show us long term down the road, but I just think, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone going back to school and everything right now is going to kind of, hopefully all goes well.
Yeah.
The tours that I had got pushed to the end of 2021, but though they're bigger tours. So like half capacity venue stuff wouldn't even work for these shows. So you know what I mean? We have to wait till it's like we can do bigger shows, bigger venues for those ones. But I really don't know. I want to say hopefully early 2021 we can start doing shows. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But really, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, what if the fans really, really, really want you to do just something smaller?
If it's possible, if it makes sense, if we can follow all the guidelines and it's possible.
Yeah, you'd be okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I miss it. Like it's like not all about business. I miss just live shows, live music, right? Like
yeah,
being around people, seeing people enjoy music, all that shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's very hard. Well, we did not like an event, but we had a few artists perform on Canada Day, just sort of on a private property for a fundraiser show, and it was good. Like we did the whole, like Alberta Health Services came on site, and they're like, just make sure everyone's doing the mask thing, or we're spread apart. Like this was back in July 1st, so this was a month ago. It's changed a little bit since then, but everyone was really good, and they could watch everyone perform, and everyone just kind of had their time, and then they walked away, and they didn't share mics or anything like that. Everyone was really good about it. So that's why it's like, I think it's possible as long as, the guidelines are met. So
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of feel like we all need music, but also I do like this whole streaming thing as well, because
it's cool for sure.
Yeah, everyone can stay home and then they can watch their favorite artist, but you can't hear the cheering and the ahs and the.
At least you still get music though.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Absolutely. Who is like, besides the artist that you work for, do you have a favorite artist overall?
Yeah. One of my favorite rappers is Atmosphere. Slug and Ant, rap group name called Atmosphere. It's one of my favorites. I like so much music. He does like acoustic kind of urban music. It's awesome. Lots of people. Yeah. I like so much music. It's hard.
I know people ask me that too. They're like, "What's your favorite like genre and things like that?" And I'm like, "Don't make me choose."
It changes so much. Like what I listen to this week is not what could not at all be what I listen to in 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you hear the song on the radio that takes you way back, and you're like, "Oh yeah," like Green Day or something, and you listen to them for a little while, and you're like, "Okay."
Well, I always have like older than that, but I always have oldies in rotation, like some Fleetwood Mac and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
I love that stuff.
Yeah,
that was like stuff I grew up with, like my dad listening to and stuff. So
yeah. Were your parents into music too, or?
Not like my dad was into. He actually used to do like some security stuff for concerts way back in the day. He worked with like Jimi Hendrix and stuff way back. Fun fact, yeah. And he I used to when I was younger, he used to just put like concerts on DVD. And we used to watch that all the time together, and it was definitely his thing, like some Phil Collins or Genesis or Fleetwood Mac or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely into it.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
about your mom?
Not so much. She likes her music, but not really a concert goer or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's a big Snack the Ripper fan. Yeah, my parents love Snack.
That's kind of awesome. Do they have they been to concerts with you?
Yep. When we were on tour last summer, they actually live pretty close to Winnipeg, Manitoba. So we did a show in Winnipeg, and they came out. And then last year on tour, they came out to the Kelowna show. Yeah, if I'm ever in their area, they definitely come out.
Aw.
Set them up a little table, and they drink some wine and listen to some rap.
So in the VIP section, all
Totally.
classy. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Aw. That's so sweet of you. That's a good thing. That's awesome.
It's fun having them there. It's fun having them there. It's exciting. It's cool showing them what we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get the velvet rope and then just have them in the little
Totally. With a little name thing on the table. Yeah.
reserved
Totally.
for the best parents ever.
Super VIP. Yeah.
You should do that. And then you should make them their own fancy little tickets, admit to and
Totally.
Yeah.
Like
That'd
Willy Wonka, just a 2 gold tickets.
Yeah. That would be awesome. If your parents are watching, you didn't hear it from me.
No doubt. They're totally sleeping. I told them I'd send them the link tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so make sure that you cut off to this point so they don't hear the
The idea, yeah. Word.
You could do it for an anniversary or something. That would be super cool.
Send them to a rap show on an anniversary. Nice.
Yes!
Yeah. They'll love that.
I would do that. I would totally do that. That would be awesome. Okay, your favorite, no, not your favorite, your first concert that you ever went to.
Bigger one, decent one was Edge Fest back in the day when it was Our Lady Peace, Smashing Pumpkins, I Mother Earth, Green Day. It was one of those Much Music tours back in the day, and it was in Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Blue Bomber Stadium. My sister brought me to it and fed me some Mike Hard lemonades. That was crazy. I hope she's watching and heard that.
I love thinking back to the first time I went to a concert, or my favorite concerts that I've been to over the years. So that's
What was your first?
My first one was Corey Hart.
Well, who?
Corey Hart.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And it was in Edmonton.
Nice.
So we drove from Calgary to Edmonton. It was myself and my 2 older sisters, and we just drove there for the concert. And then we drove home.
Nice.
But yeah, I won't ever forget it. It was just, and he was my whole huge artist crush back then and everything.
I'm trying to think, what was his big hit? I heard it on the radio just recently. What is it again?
Sunglasses at
Yeah,
Night.
yeah, totally.
And then Never Surrender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She knows. Nice.
I may or may not just have 1 or 2 songs on my playlist still.
Okay, it's all good. It's cool.
Yeah, it is.
What venue did you see him at? The arena?
The Coliseum.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it was pretty dope, and I remember just and we got a really, really close section to the stage.
Nice.
And I was just in awe, and I was oh, this is so crazy and so cool, and I was just fangirling the whole time.
No kidding.
And then years later, the most concerts I've ever seen have been of the Backstreet Boys. They're also one of my favorite boy bands. But a really, really, really cool, super dope artist to see was Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Yeah. And I saw him here in Calgary, and it was really super cool. And I don't know if you've had this set up with the artists that you've got, but so they had like the main stage at probably the home end of the Saddle Dome.
Mm-hmm.
But then each where the corridors are at the bottom of the concourse, you know, like the stairs come out. They had like little stages at each of those.
Like side stage, like a little side stage thing.
Yeah.
And then people performing at it.
Like no, he would run and come out through all those little places, like pop out and perform.
Crazy.
Right?
That's
and I was
cool.
like, this is like such a great idea because
just so that more people in the audience get to see, like no matter what your ticket is, you can get a better visual of everything, right? Like yeah, cool.
Have you guys done anything kind of like that?
Not really, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah, I have lots of great ideas, but that was like not my idea, but
yeah.
But it was really cool. It was just like, yeah, just like you said, each person, even though they may have paid more for a ticket or paid less, they still got that interaction with the artist coming out like right by them, and it was like, you know,
no doubt.
Yeah, they're all excited and everything like that, and I think like that's how an audience really enjoys those shows and really reaches out to that artist and has that connection with them. And I find like even now doing like the live streams and doing like, you know, the Instagram little, you know, lives there, and like you're going to do this other show with, you know, the UK and stuff like that. Everyone still needs to kind of be a part of like their favorite artists' lives to kind of see like, well, what's going on, and you know, they really miss them and things like that, and you know, so I can't wait to kind of see that stuff. And when you put it up there, you let me know because I want to.
Of course.
I want to watch too.
Of course, yes. Everyone, please tune in.
Right? Exactly. Do you have little contests for like your fan base?
Yeah, we do. Well, like we always do. We haven't released much merch. Like when we get more in the merch game, we'll do like contests for that kind of stuff. But what we do is like every show we ever do, we do like a contest for like 2 tickets or 4 tickets or something like that. And it's always just something like online, like share the event page, tag 2 friends or something like that. And then like on the Snack, when we tour Snack, he usually does like a contest for 1 or 2 VIPs, like a meet and greet. So we do contests, but yeah, mostly just for like tickets and things like that.
Yeah.
Once a year we do the pre-Shambhala party, which is like just a hype up event before the actual Shambhala music festival, and then they send us an actual festival ticket that we give away at the event. So there's a contest at that show. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So for those of you that are watching and tuning in, can you explain to them what that Shambhala is all about?
Just North America's best music festival. It's 3 days, multiple stages in the forest, and it's unbelievably amazing. Super cool festival. Check out ShambhalaMusicFestival.com. Obviously this summer it cannot happen, but let's hope for next summer.
Right. So where exactly do you guys, I know I've heard about it before, but some people that are watching or listening may not know where it's located. So if you want to tell them.
It's on a farm just outside of Salmo, BC, which is pretty close to Nelson. I was talking about Nelson earlier. Yeah. Yeah, so just that whole little area, just a great music scene, great vibes.
Yeah. What do you miss the most? Do you miss the festivals? Do you miss the concerts? Or what's probably the most
summertime, I definitely miss the festivals because like in actual July and August, we don't really do too many rap shows. Like at the end of August, we kind of kick off like a rap tour for August, September, October. But the actual summer months is always usually festival time. So I definitely miss going out, and when you go to these festivals, like I'll see people at Shambhala that I'll only see at Shambhala that year. You know what I mean? So it's like a reunion, and just with a whole bunch of like-minded people sleeping in a tent, just music. I don't know. It's great. I definitely miss it.
Yeah. I think for me, I miss Stampede Week a lot.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest chance that I get to go and watch like lots of little shows all in between, whether they're like the Coca-Cola stage or at the festival tent or things like that. Last year was like so amazing that for the first time, I got to see Snoop Dogg.
Nice.
And I was like, it was like on my bucket list. And I was like, because he's been to Calgary a few times.
Yeah.
Whether it's been to like the Cowboys, just the dance hall or whatever. I don't know if he was at the Palace but anyway, he's been at some venues. And I was like, oh, I want to go. And then I don't end up going. So then last year I was like, no, I'm going. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Do it.
I legit waited an hour in the very front of the stage, and I got front row, and I got to see him, and it was just like, this is the greatest thing. And then, of course, Nelly was here. This was the second chance I saw him, and he's an amazing artist too.
Yeah, he's a classic.
Like, it never gets old. Like, he could sing the same songs over and on, just like over and over again.
Oh, for sure. They're huge tracks, for sure.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to like work with one of those artists?
Of course. Yeah. Anybody on that level, of course, why not, right?
Yeah. Is
One
there
day-
like a dream artist you would love to just like work with?
I always think it'd be cool to work with 50 Cent.
Oh.
when I was on tour with like Mobb Deep, they were good friends with 50 Cent because 50 Cent signed them later on in life, like later on in the career, and they used to tell me about stories about 50, and he just seems like a very funny guy.
Yeah. Oh, I would just die. Could you imagine? I know, and I ask artists, I'm like, who is the one person that you would love to do collaboration with? And they're like, they always say Eminem.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. That would be like, I don't even know if I'd be able to handle that. Like,
that'd be insane.
yeah, that would be too much.
You're like,
You're Eminem, man. Whoa.
right? You'd be like, you wouldn't be able to say anything. You'd just be like,
yeah. He's like, yo, go get me my water. I'm like, whoa.
okay, can you sign it for me? I mean,
how much water would you like?
I will personally drip it into your mouth. You just tell me when to stop.
Yeah, right. And that's when you weird them out and you get fired.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up, I think.
Nice.
Unless there's anything else you would like to quickly talk about or give shout outs to, this will be the time.
The whole Marked Up team, and all my friends and family, everybody watching, thank you.
Hey. Okay, where can everyone find you?
Marked Up Events on Instagram, Marked Up Events on Facebook, markedupevents@gmail.com, email.
Do you have a Twitter account?
We don't.
Do you think you'll get one?
I think I have one. Like I made one years ago that I've never used, but it's Marked Up Events at Twitter.
There you go.
Get on there.
I like to just ask because some people are and some people aren't. And I just kind of started using Twitter a little while ago, and I was on it for a little while and I wasn't using it. And then I'm like, I should really kind of start using it again because I find there's people on there that they will still connect with you. And it's like, oh, I didn't even know you were around. And like, they don't use other social media platforms other than Twitter. And you're like, oh, wow. So people do reach out from there too. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's good to have. There's just so many platforms these days.
Right? So much. And then there's TikTok, and then there's Snapchat, and you can just go on and on.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Snapchat account for Marked Up?
Yeah, Marked Up Events.
You do? Yay!
Yeah.
There you guys go. Go at them right now.
My friends run it, so I'll tell them to. I'll make sure they're still running it.
Please just make them run it. Thank you.
Yeah,
There'll be a bunch of followers tonight, so make sure you guys add him up in like 2 hours. Just blow his phone up.
Blow it up.
Exactly. Well, thank you so very much, Mark, for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
All your time, and learning so much about you. This was really cool, and I cannot wait for your next events. And for sure, like, I would love some tickets. Just let me know what's going on.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It would be so fun. And of course, hook Jesse up too, because, you know, he connected us together. And of course,
Totally.
it's perfect for our connected show. So
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you,
I know he's
Jesse.
listening right now, so thank you, man.
Yes, thank you, Jesse. It was amazing for this connection, for sure. Absolutely. So, yeah, everyone have a great night. Thank you for tuning in to this other episode of Connected with Carrie. Again, I'm your girl, Carrie. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, make sure you guys hit up Jess FM, Jess TV, give them a like, a follow, and of course, Mark, give him a like, a follow, show him some love. Like all of his posts on Insta, just blow him up.
Blow it up.
Blow it up. And follow myself, your girl, Carrie. I am, of course, the owner of Underground Radio C. You guys can follow me on my Facebook, Underground Radio C, or on Instagram, underground_radio_C. And I'm on the Twitter too. I'm a twit, Underground Radio C. So have a great night. Hope everyone just keep safe, have fun, and enjoy your week. We'll see you soon. Good night.
Bye. Is that it?
That's it.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I only swore once. I said shit once.